I'm Linda Kemp, and I'd like to show you an alternative approach to painting. Now that my underpainting's dry, I'll start to develop the first layer of grasses. I'm going to bite into the top edge to define them, and I'm using a little bit of cerulean blue because I want the cool color to push back. And all I'm going to do is just cut the very top edge here. A little cerulean, a little raw sienna. And I won't develop it the whole way across. All I want to do is capture a few little edges. There's some blue that moves down here, so I'll take advantage of that and bring the grasses down to that level. There we go. And wash this upper edge away. All right, and I think I'll cut into this with the orange to bring the orange over. I'm working upside down. And I want to just have a little rim of color, so I'll drop some nice bright orange in there. There we go. All right, at this point, the strips that I've made are fairly even, so I want to make an adjustment so that they're not all exactly the same. So that means cutting down into one of them a little bit more. Let's take it down right about here with some raw sienna and some raw umber. Again, I'm just using the colors that are already in the painting. I'm not going to be introducing anything new into this piece. Bring this up by cutting behind it. A little bit of a change in direction of the brush stroke. I want everything going the same way. Alright, while that's drying, let's move up, and I'm going to start to establish some of the tree forms by cutting around them. So that I'm going to bring a row down here with the trees. I've got a little bit of that violet color right here, the top edge of the trees, and that's what I'm going to be cutting here. It's the top edge of a tree forms. A little bit of nice warm color, pulling it down. I'm thinking about the large shape that I'm making rather than the details. There we go. Let's bring a small row across here. We've got some cerulean blue and violet already on my underpainting, so I'm just going to repeat those colors. This is dry, so I'll cut into this layer of trees right here. So this will be a front layer. Now another section going back, and I like this blue that's on here, so I'll just continue to use that. Add a little bit of raw umber with it, darken it down. Oh, we're still damp, so I'll just drop it in and let it be a soft edge and clean it up later. There it goes. So I think I'll leave that. You can see that the trees are coming forward. All right, let's start working in this section here. I'd like to build up some tree trunks and some branches, so I'll bring them up through here. And I paint them the way that they grow, so I'm going to put them back and move them up. Again, repeating the color that's already there. I'm just going to do it with fairly delicate color because I'll be able to do more layers. That's too dark. You can see the value contrast here. This is too extreme. I don't want to go that dark this quickly, so I'll just add a little water. There's the edge of the tree. I'll take a little bit of this orange too and just hit it there on the edge. There we go. And I'll put another little tree right here. Different thickness in the trunk. And let's put a bigger space before I bring in another one. So what you're looking at now are the spaces between the trees. Trunks come forward as I glaze around them. Use a little bit of this color. And I'll cut in. Use the side of my brush to make my shape. I like this bit of violet here, so I think I'll drop just a bit of it under here too. That's still damp, so let's bring just a little bit of color down in here. Carry this bit of orange and red over. I'm working back and forth between the foreground and the background, mainly because I'm waiting for this area to dry. So by working around your painting, you don't have to be stopping and drying it out every few minutes. Just work back and forth. And I'll wash it away. I've got a bit of a hillside coming down through here that I've cut behind. It needs to disappear here behind a section of little bushes, so let's get that in right now. And I will use some raw sienna, again with a little cerulean. This color combination works really well to push back. There we go. And let's cut into that with a little bit of orange and red. A little bit of bright color is pretty in there, so I think I'll leave it, at least for the time being. I can always soften it down later. But I like it for the time. All right. So we're getting a little bit of color rims on here. I'm going to leave this to set up for a few minutes.